Let's see what we got. What the fuck? What do you mean no refunds? Yeah, I know I can get a refund on the DVD. That's not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is getting a refund on the £999 donation I accidentally added onto the order. What do you mean? Kids in Africa? HIV? Look, I am sure they need the money, but I need it more. What for? Well, quite frankly, it shouldn't be any of your business. Well, what if I donated them a can of sweet corn or something, you know, level out the playing field? Hello? Hello? They hung up on me. What am I gonna do with you?
Review me, Jack. Review me.
So, are you like possessed by a ghost or something?
Yeah, I'm possessed by the poor guy that watched the DVD before you.
Wait, but I have to watch you to do the review.
Better not die then.
You got me there. So, you listened to that new Weezer album yet? Seth MacFarlane, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that made f***ing Family Guy. I'm gonna come right out to the gates right now and say that I do not like Seth MacFarlane's work. I don't think his comedy is funny, I don't like the animation style which makes everything look boring as hell, and I don't like his writing. So, quickly breaking the story from last episode, why the hell did I buy this? Thought it'd be funny to review. Around April of 2010, HMV, a British store for music and DVDs, released The Best of Seth MacFarlane, a DVD consisting of 4 of Seth's best work, which you would get for free if you purchased any season of Seth's other shows. Considering I bought this DVD for only £1, you can probably tell how people felt about it. Wow, you've been through a lot, haven't you, buddy? Say, what is in the Best of Seth MacFarlane DVD anyway? Well, first of all, the first episode on the DVD is called Bush Comes to Dinner from the 3rd season of American Dad. I haven't actually watched many episodes of American Dad before, but I'll admit, I kind of like it. Don't get me wrong, I still think the animation can be a bit lazy and has the basic adult animated show look that all Seth MacFarlane shows have. But the writing can be really good sometimes and some jokes land really well. But what about the episode itself? Bush Comes to Dinner opens with Stan, the American Dad, writing and later winning an essay contest. The reward being a visit by the, at the time, President of the USA, George W. Bush. Throughout the episode, Stan's daughter Haley, who is against Bush, tries to ask him questions that probably wouldn't bode well with him, causing Stan to continuously...
As I was saying...
Right, yeah. In the B story, alien Roger and Stan's son Steve find Osama bin Laden. Back in the A story, Bush follows a baseball up to the attic where Roger inadvertently gets him drunk, instead of telling him the location of a f***ing terrorist. Bush runs off, Stan and Haley follow, Bush skinny dips in a pool, they return home where Bush gives some oddly good but weird advice, and the A story ends. Meanwhile on the B story, Roger and Steve travel to the location of Osama bin Laden, but instead finds Danny. Danny isn't that important to the story, I just like his name. After torturing Danny with a backless chair...
That's a stool.
It's a backless chair!
Steve lashes out at Roger for his incompetency. Roger realizes his mistake and... I assume they return home, the story just kinda ends with them vibing in Danny's house. You know, maybe they let him loose and just chilled, played some Nintendo. That'd be nice. I wanna play some Nintendo. As I said before, I don't actually have many episodes of American Dad to compare this one to, but as an episode of TV, I think it's pretty good. Starting with the pros, I really like the character dynamics they did in this episode, save for 2. Stan and Haley's constant butting is really funny to watch, but also shows a lot of character and their ideals. And while the emotional beat with the 2 at the end of the episode definitely felt forced, I feel like it was still earned, so props for that. Same with Roger and Steve, just more so as a comedy duo. There's not much I can say about their characters, but whenever they were on screen, I had a really fun time. It honestly makes me want to watch more American Dad, which is... weird. Oh my god, what's happening to me? A small compliment is deserved for the animation too. Yeah, I get it, it's the basic Seth MacFarlane style, and whenever the characters are just standing there like as stiff as a board, but I mean, it could be worse. My final big compliment is the comedy. Holy shit, did I love the comedy in this episode. I get that a lot of the jokes haven't really aged well, due to this being about a former president, and basically 80% of the jokes are about him, and honestly, vice versa for the Osama bin Laden jokes. But there is still a lot of slapstick or banter between the characters that I really enjoy in this one. And even though I know basically nothing about George Bush, there were still a few jabs aimed towards him that anyone could find funny regardless of what they know. So yeah, good comedy, good episode. However, when I was previously talking about the characters, I mentioned that two characters don't really appear much, and those characters are Francine Smith, the wife of Stan, and Klaus, a talking fish. Okay, I'm sorry, but Roger is an alien that just dresses up in random clothes, but a talking fish is okay. What is the CIA up? To be fair, we are 3 volumes in at this point, and we do see them both every now and again throughout the episode, but we still don't see much of them and their character dynamics, which is a little bit of a shame. I mean, hey, at least they appeared in the episode, and we got this really good joke.
Actually, Stan, I didn't make a dessert tonight.
Is exactly what you would say if we were getting a divorce tomorrow. There she goes.
The final complaint I have plagues every Seth MacFarlane cartoon, so I'm just gonna say it now and refer to it as The Thing in the rest of the review. I mentioned it multiple times briefly before, but fuck this animation style. It's basic as hell and feels so lazy, especially when they are just standing around. Look at this shit! Red versus blue has more f***ing character movement. And yes, I complimented them prior, but that's only because I think this is the best animation we've seen in the DVD. Look, I'm not saying characters have to constantly be moving, and I'm sure there are many talented animators that still work on the shows today. But god damn is this style boring! Okay, I don't have any more big complaints. I rate this episode a 7.6 out of 10. No, I didn't intend to introduce decimals, but rating it a 7 would be too low, and rating it an 8 would be too high. 7.6. Bite me. I can do this.
Don't die.
Okay, let's get this over with. Brian Goes Back to College is an episode from the 4th season of Family Guy. To say I don't like Family Guy would be an understatement. More than that though, it's my own opinion, and if you personally find Family Guy enjoyable, hell yes to you, because I agree that there are good things about the show. I am genuinely really happy that you can find enjoyment in something that I cannot. Alright, now time to lampoon this piece of Brian Goes Back to College opens with Peter, Quagmire, Joe, and Cleveland winning a costume contest at an 80s TV convention as the A-Team. It's oddly specific, but okay. Brian, the family's talking dog, is also there to write an article which someone at the New Yorker finds. Brian is then fired as quick as he was hired from the job due to him not actually graduating college. You see where this is going? He travels back to college to finally graduate alongside Stewie, a baby genius that snuck into his bag to see him fail. Meanwhile, in the B story, how ironic, Peter and the rest do A-Team stuff. Actually, that's all the B story is, so there's no point bringing that up again. Brian cheats on his test, feels guilty about it, is invited to a party with his professor, feels guilty some more, quits college due to guilt, is scared back into college via vacuum cleaner, decides not to cheat on the test due to his pride, fails, goes back home a proud failure, and then is told that him feeling pride while failing is stupid. Alright, done, next show. Maybe I can review this Family Guy episode for a little bit longer. So, here's the thing. I've actually watched a few episodes of Family Guy before. While season 18 was airing its new episodes, I was watching the new episodes side by side with the original first season. For example, the first episode of season 18 came out, I would watch the first episode of season 1. Same with episode 2, 3, 4, 4, you get it. I did this because I wanted to see what the change was between season 1 and season 18, when it went bad, how it went bad, how it could be fixed. What I found was that season 1 had a lot of neat ideas, cool episode plots, and genuine character and emotion, while season 18 has nothing. Regardless, I think I have a good list of episodes to base this off. I think that this episode, Brian Goes Back to College, the 15th episode of the 4th season of Family Guy, is okay. It's okay. I really didn't find anything special about this one. It's just kind of an episode of Family Guy. Some of the jokes land well, some of the jokes don't. The A-plot with Brian and Stewie is nice, just not all too interesting to me. This moment is funny though.
Seems to me you should spend less time working for the paper and more time working on that novel you've been working on.
The B-plot is, you guessed it, a Family Guy B-plot. The characters are, you guessed it, Family Guy characters. And the cutaways are...
Check it out, Bill Cosby aerobics.
Not aging well. Family Guy is a really weird topic for me because you can tell, at the beginning at least, that the creators genuinely cared about making good TV. And they did most of the time, but somewhere along the line, things just kind of started to go downhill. I feel like Family Guy acts as a perfect symbol for the passage of time and how it can taint creativity. How it can turn a passion that was once there into a constant cycle of write, release, repeat, with no real objective to even aim towards. We have to remember that we're human and we have an expiration date. We shouldn't aim to be like Family Guy that moves on without purpose or reason. We should have a purpose in life. Because if we don't, who are we?
Very inspirational. Are you going to continue the review now?
Alright, fine, let's talk about the Cleveland show.
Do it.
It's a prop gun. This will be fun. Birth of a Salesman is the 4th episode of the 1st season of The Cleveland Show. You know, I've never actually watched an episode of The Cleveland Show before, but honestly, now that I have, I would recommend it, especially if you hate yourself. The episode starts with Cleveland's frustration over not being able to get a job, in which his literal bear friend, Tim... Okay, I'm sorry, but what the f***? A bear? Where did he come from? Why is he wearing a shirt and tie? Why is he here? Tim gets Cleveland a job as a telemarketer and instantly regrets it after Cleveland does 10 times better than him. In the B story, Cleveland Jr. is bullied for doing chores. Actually, again, that's the entire B story, so there's no point bringing it up again. What the f*** is it with Seth MacFarlane and shitty B stories? Tim prays to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for Cleveland to get into a car accident after being laughed at by Cleveland and his old friend, and when it ends up happening while he was drunk, Tim feels bad. Get it? Like bad, but bear?
That doesn't even make any sense.
Okay. Cleveland realizes that he was screwing over his best friend and decides to make a deal with the boss. Cleveland tells him stories of someone he has a crush on, and he lets him keep his job. And the episode ends. So, let's start with the cons. First of all, everything. And the worst part is, I'm not really joking. The writing is almost non-existent. This is more like random sticky note ideas were placed on a dartboard, and the ones they hit, they just kind of improvised. Poorly. The line delivery is actually some of the most god-awful crap I've ever heard.
And I sure could use it after I donated all that money to help fight bear AIDS.
Did they even f***ing try? The offhand jokes are just not funny. I didn't find myself laughing a single time throughout the entire episode, and I don't exactly have high hopes for any other episodes the show produced.
Don't laugh, America. Don't laugh.
Don't worry, kid. I'm British. Sadly, the terrible cutaways from Family Guy not only carry over to the Cleveland show, but they're actually somehow worse.
Living room, bedroom, dinette. We got it. You need it. You'll find it. It's just like a mini-mall.
I actually think the animation is worse than the other 2 episodes we've seen today, because while all 3 have characters just standing there, barely moving their arms, they at least had some interesting shots in each of them, mixing 2D and 3D animation. Yes, this is something they do all the time now, but I still think it looks visually appealing. This episode has none of that. Everything looks boring, stale, and the bare minimum for adult animation. I could not have had a more unenjoyable experience. Kill me. Now onto the pros. I rate it a 2 out of 10. What's next on the list? What is that? I don't know what I expected from this one, to be honest with you. From what I can tell, the cavalcade of cartoon comedy are just a bunch of small animated shorts that take fantasy and make it kooky and crazy. And by kooky and crazy, I mean not funny.
You're still a frog.
Yeah, you also have to reach one hand under me and lightly touch the underside of my penis.
The frog is horny. Laugh. This episode is so short that I honestly don't even have anything else to say about it. So I'm not going to. 1 out of 10. And that is the best of Seth MacFarlane. As you can see here, I made a line graph of my enjoyment of the DVD. Started off here with American Dad, and then just went down. Now, don't let my ratings taint the legacy of a creator. Not like I had the power to do that anyway. Creators can always change, for better or for worse, and I feel like Seth's newer show's rating proves that, because his newer show's rating makes everything else I've reviewed today look like crap. I mean, half of it was crap, but you get the point. Regardless, I'd rate this entire box a 5 out of 10. I feel like there are some really good highs in American Dad and Family Guy, but too many lows to consider it good.
Thank you for this, Jack. Now that this video is done, my soul can finally be set free.
It's no issue, my friend. Have a good afterlife. Have you gone yet?
You dumb idiot! I'm not a ghost, I'm just your imagination.
What?
I'm a fucking plot device, my dude. Oh, wow, I can't believe you made this whole video because your stupid, insane brain told you to.
Oh, alright then.
No!